Hey everyone, Barry from Music Tech Info, hope you're doing well. So as you probably know, I've done quite a few videos now on SUNO and UDIO, and since both of their upload features, I've had a lot of interest in this channel, so I really appreciate the engagement, the comments, the likes, the subscriptions, so thank you first and foremost to you all. Now this upload feature for SUNO and UDIO is just huge. I've had a lot of comments in the last few videos, particularly the last one when I featured SUNO's upload feature. Basically, people are concerned that by uploading your music to the model, that it's then going to use your music or your sample to generate new music. Now, we haven't got confirmation of that in either SUNO or UDIO as a company. If you are cautious, then that is probably the best approach for this, because I accept that if I put in one of my demos as Cyber Monday artist, then I've got the risk that that demo can be used to train future generations, and that may be the case. Now, if I'm willing to take that hit, that's on me. But it is something to be aware of, and that is something that I didn't explain in the last video, so it is important that I make that clear, is that it's possible to train their AI models that they may be using sampled uploads in order to generate their generations. Also, in terms of my laptop, I do apologise because my last video did glitch out quite somewhat. It's because I was using OBS Studio and it's very resource heavy, and the reason why I was doing that is because my typical screen recorder doesn't allow me for some reason to record when I'm listening to headphones, and I wanted it to be the best audio possible, but as a detriment, I had issues with performance, so apologies for that. Also, there were issues like audio was louder, the music was a lot louder than me, so when I was trying to talk through the music, you probably couldn't hear me, but it is what it is. Also, it appears to be that UDIO actually allows that on the middle tier now for you to be able to upload, whereas before it didn't, you had to be on the top tier of the subscription model. So these tools are changing all the time. Another comment that I did get was basically saying that that's all well and good you showing us how to upload music, but in matter of fact, as soon as you make a generation, that's then public on the tool, on the website, so that other artists can then claim it as their own. Now that is a fair comment, but there is a huge debate about copyright at the moment with these AI music tools, because first of all, we don't know how they train their models. Chances are they trained their models on copyrighted public use material, in which case they could have just scraped YouTube. I'm not saying that they definitely did, but there's a lot of YouTubers really concerned about this, and I understand completely. Where did they scrape their data from? And the second caveat of that is that when you do produce the music and you release it, you don't own the copyright. It may be debatable that you might own some copyright in certain countries. Currently in the US, it certainly appears to be the case that if you generate a song and it's not created by a human, and you have little involvement in actually making that track, then you won't own the copyright of that track. If, say, you put in your own lyrics, then you will only own the lyrics of that song. You won't be able to have the copyright on anything else. Is that if it is the case that they have been trained on copyrighted models, then when you generate a song, there's a risk if you release it, then you might have a lawsuit on your hands. So you need to be conscious of what you release. There's a lot of debate about the name UDIO or UDIO. So the CEO actually calls it UDIO and doesn't really have a preference, a strong preference, but so it's really down to the public to decide how they phrase UDIO. I use both, I keep switching. So there's also a debate about which one's the best. Now, I personally love UDIO. It's my favorite one of them all, but I have generated a lot of music with SUNO as well, and they are both really good. It seems to be the case that UDIO seem better at hiding the fact that they are generated tracks, whereas SUNO seem to have, in most cases, better music. People seem to prefer the music on SUNO, but they can tell that it's AI generated. Some people can't, a lot of people can't tell it's AI generated. Some of the generations I've done you really wouldn't know, particularly if you replace the drums like I have and what have you. But again, it's down to personal preference. There are a lot of people that are anti-AI music, and I understand that. I'm a musician myself. I've been making music since the age of 8, but there's a huge argument at the moment because from my point of view, I do say anybody can now be a musician, which I think is fantastic. But we live in such a saturated space in terms of the music industry. It's very hard to get noticed. So now knowing that anybody can create decent enough music and release it, you're then competing with everybody else. So some people are saying, oh, it's not fair that the typical person can now generate music. And other people are saying, well, actually, why can't they? You're able to do it, why can't we? Why can't we get famous? Why can't we have our time, our space? So I understand both principles. Now I am, as you can probably tell from this channel, I am all for AI music, and I think of it as a tool. I love it, I think it's amazing, but I am concerned because the music industry is absolutely saturated and it's very unfortunate. And just to get noticed as an independent artist, I know what that's like, and I've battled through that. I've battled through social media. Nobody really enjoys making social media posts, but if you just put a song out there, chances are it's not going to be listened to. Even if it's like the best track in the world, you know, you still have to, unfortunately, market your track. It's just how it is. And there are people like myself that are a bit more on the fence and they've got mixed feelings about it. They love what these tools can now do, but they are concerned how it's going to affect them as musicians. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I really appreciate your support, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, bye.